friends, it's me, Miss Borek, and I'm back. I am back to read the second to last chapter to you. Do you guys know what number that is? If it's a second to last, remember that table of contents told us there were 10 chapters. So if we're on the second to oh, you're so smart. You're right. Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is called Save Us! And I screamed it, guys, because if you notice, it has an exclamation point at the end of it. So that means somebody is yelling. They need help. They need to be saved. Of course, as always, we always have a question before we start reading. You want to make sure that you have your pencil, your paper, and you have hit that pause button to write down this question. How did Jack and Annie make it back to the treehouse? And as you can see, we are sequencing the events that helped them make it back to their treehouse. What happened first, then, and last before they made it back there? Or to get them back there, I'm sorry. Whatever, same thing, right? You know what I'm talking about. You do, of course you do, because you're smarter than me. I know you are. Boys and girls, I am ready to read chapter 9. Are you ready? Did you hit that pause button? Copy down that question? Don't forget that question mark. Don't forget that. I know it's you. Yep, you forgot it. Make sure you add it. Don't forget it. Also, capital. Every sentence starts with a capital. You cannot have a sentence without a capital. Thank you. Good job, friend. Let's get started. Chapter 9. Save us! The bridge must have caved in, cried Annie. They stared at the dried up stream. Pumice had piled up in huge drifts like snow. We'll have to get through that stuff to get across, said Jack. He and Annie slid down the bank and onto the piles of pumice. As they started to move across it, more and more fell. Jack tried to move through the millions of warm, grayish white pebbles, but he was trapped. I'm stuck, cried Annie. Me too, cried Jack. Remember what Morgan said. At that moment, Jack couldn't remember anything. He was too tired and dazed. Dazed is like dizzy and confused. In your darkest hour, only the ancient story can save you, Annie said. Where's your bag, Jack? Jack lifted his bag into the air above the sea pumice. Annie grabbed it and pulled out the ancient scroll. She held it up to the dark sky. Save us, story! She shouted. Jack felt himself sinking deeper and deeper, into the pumice, until suddenly he heard a deep voice say, "Rise, son." Then someone lifted Jack up into the air. Don't forget to write down what happened. First, they pulled out their book and asked it to save them. Then the gladiator scooped them up. Make sure you're writing that into your thinking map. First, they pulled out their book for help or to ask it to save them. Then a gladiator, or a big man as we know him right now, he's just a giant, pulls them up and out of that sinking pumice, friends. Oh, let's keep reading. A great flash of fire lit the dusty darkness. In the red light, Jack saw the biggest, strongest man he'd ever seen in his life. The man looked like a gladiator, but even bigger than the ones they had seen earlier. He held Jack with one hand and Annie with the other. He placed them both on the other bank of the stream. Other bank means like the other side. Jack and Annie didn't stop to ask. Run! The giant gladiator boomed. Run before it's too late! They jumped over fallen branches. They leaped over great cracks in the earth. And finally, they came to the tree with the magic house. That's how they got back to the tree house. They grabbed the rope ladder and scrambled up to the tree house. Where's the Pennsylvania book? Jack shouted. He was too blinded by ash and dust to find the book that always took them home. I've got it, cried Annie. I wish we could go there. Jack felt the treehouse start to spin. It spun faster and faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely, wonderfully, peacefully still. That's the end of that chapter, friends. I will show you. Chapter 10, A Simple Explanation. That's what chapter 10 is called. Guys, that was a short chapter, but it was uber duper fun. I was very impressed by the big strong man who saved them. Don't forget to fill in these boxes. First, they called on their book to help them. Then the gladiator came and scooped him up. Lastly, he placed them on the other side of the stream where they could run as fast as they could. All the way back to that magic treehouse that started to spin after they said those magic words. What are the magic words? Do you know? You're right. I wish I could go there. That's how they travel. That's what they do. They point to the book, the cover of a book, and they say, I wish I could go there. And magically, they get there. This was super fun, guys. I know, so short, but don't worry. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you answer this question on Google Classroom. Don't forget your Big Bang ending. That is how Jack and Annie made it back to the treehouse. Or, now you know how they made it back. Or, as you can see, I know how Jack and Annie made it back. Something. Add something there. So today, you guys will have to write 3 to 5 sentences. Ooh, make sure you do your very best. Capitals and periods. I'm looking at that Google Classroom and I see that some of y'all are not putting down your capitals and your periods. So please do that for me. Please, please. I beg you. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this book. I know I absolutely enjoy reading to you. Even though technically I'm reading to myself, it's still kind of fun. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you. Bye, friends.